Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the channel. Peace, love, and positivity to you. My name is Sohum, and today I'll be reacting to the entirety of supposed former Infatuation Junkie by Alanis Morrisette. This is now my second time ever doing a full album reaction to Alanis. If you've checked my stuff out before, you'll know that I did a full album reaction to Jagged Little Pill, and that was such a fun listen, but also very overwhelming in, of course, a very expected Alanis Morissette kind of way. She just overloads you with emotion, with excellent lyricism, and seemingly all of her songs were developed in one take. She's just so good at songwriting, so good at expressing what we all feel internally, and she sounds damn good as she does it. But of course, as an artist progresses, their sound may change too. So, we will see how this album sounds relative to where I've come from with Jagged Little Pill. And I suppose a few minor caveats there. I think there are 2 tracks on this record that I've heard before, so I will do my best to point those out when we confront them. But guys, I'm super excited to check this album out today. It's been a minute since we've reacted to some Alanis on the channel, but I always love her voice. I always love referencing how much I love her voice. So it's high time we actually take another dive into this world. Before we jump into it, a massive thank you goes to Ben for making this album request and, of course, for bringing more Alanis to the channel. But now, my friends, let's jump into it.
I know he's blood, but you can't still turn him away. You don't owe him anything.
Do you go to the dungeon to find out how to make peace with your days in the dungeon?
There's going to be a lot to talk about with this album already. Has this very experimental feel, sort of an avant-garde soundscape.
I'd like you to be schooled in art, as though you were kissed by God, full on my lips. I'm in the front row with popcorn.
How do I even describe this section? Like electronic industrial?
Slid into the ditch. I have this overwhelming loss of ambition. We said let's name very good reasons why we shouldn't be together.
You'll hear me say this throughout this reaction a lot, but notice the way that Alanis delivers all of these lines. She is very melismatic, but also extremely conversational in her singing approach. But also, B, the way that she, how can I say this? The way that the words that she will sing, the syllables that she will use to sing those words, she will warp them, she will distort them, she will stretch them in all of the possible ways to fit her slant rhymes or to fit the overall moment. So she doesn't shy away from manipulating the words themselves to fit the flow that she's looking for, and she also doesn't shy away from extremely unique vocal cadences. It's one of the reasons why I was drawn into Alanis's work in the first place. So there's a lot to look forward to there as it relates to her ability. Just wanted to point it out very early on.
Lots of ambition, we said let's name very good reasons why we shouldn't be together. I started by saying things like you smoke, you live in New Jersey. You started saying things like you belong to the world, all of which could have been easily refuted. But the conversation was hypothetical. I am totally short of breath for you. I can't just shut your stuff off.
It's like a run-on sentence, the way she'll deliver it. Kind of like a stream of consciousness.
I
Oh, and you can even hear in the background here all of these voices swimming.
I get to see you closer. For a while I'm speaking. You know how much I hate to be interrupted. Maybe spend some time alone. Fill up your proverbial cup so that it does not always have to be about you.
Wow.
I've been wanting your own.
I love her lyrics, man. She's always so in touch.
Are you not burdened by the lack of perspective people have of your charm I've seen in me?
Wow.
I'm in the front row with popcorn. I get to see.
When I hear the chorus here, I'm in the front row, and I hear the voices at the same time, it makes me feel like she's in the front row seat to her own psyche and her own thought process. And a lot of the a lot of these very specific situations that are being brought up in this stream of consciousness all feel like different sort of nuggets of wisdom she's arriving at, or just places where her social commentary feels very, I don't know, it feels very reflective and on the money. Like, you can imagine the person who's extremely self-centered, they are not going to be satisfied in any social space. So, hey, you may as well just be by yourself until you learn how to fill your cup and then reintroduce yourself to the world so that you are not being the active burden on others that you had been for, however long. And she'll drop all of these little moments of either A, wisdom through the story in an indirect kind of way, or B, directly relay the moral. But that's why I say she's very in tune or attuned to just the human condition. It seems like she's always reflecting on herself and social situations. She'll always have examples to pull from. Too flip-floppy for me. Not enough security in our relationship.
I know he's blood, but you can't still turn him away. You don't know him anything. Raise the roof, he yelled. Yeah, raise the roof, I yelled back. No thanks to the soapbox. Having me right against them won't make an ounce of difference.
Such an introspective song, just off the bat. Yeah. You can watch yourself, you can watch another person go through life, see their behavioral patterns, and it is fun in a sense to watch it unfold. Like, there is that whole thing of people watching, or like, gossiping about others. And, it's not like I am an angel. I've definitely done my fair share of gossiping that probably didn't need to have happen and made me worse for engaging in it. But it is interesting to unpack the psyche and understand why situations unfold in general. Maybe that's just like my own personal interest of mine, understanding interpersonal dynamics and the psychology that underlies why those dynamics unfold to begin with. There's a whole set of rabbit holes you can go down with that approach, but that I'll just wind it all back and say, I think Alanis has been in so many different situations that she is a really great judge of character. And if she isn't, and she misses the mark, she will still be very honest about the emotions that it kind of brewed up within her. And I feel like anytime I listen to Alanis, it forces me to self-reflect, just because of how pointed her lyrics are at emotion, at just raw experience. So hopefully that also resonates with you, because if that's the case, then I think we're going to enjoy the next hour and a half with each other. Let's keep going.
I've seen them kneel with bated breath for their ritual. I've watched this experience raise them to suit a
It's 4/4, but a weird feel to it.
I've watched them leave their families in pursuit of your nirvana. I've seen them
It's almost like feedback from an amp.
from Switzerland and America.
Oh, that is heavy. Whoa, listen to the dissonance. Very grungy, very metally. Whoa. Dude, leave it to Alanis to come up with something like this. It's that Phrygian first and second scale degree. I don't know if this is exactly fully a Phrygian song, but those are the operative chords that draw us in.
I've heard them chanting Cali, Cali, frantically.
Oh, you hear the scratches with the strums.
They repeat your teachings with elitism.
Yeah, all the hypocrisy in religion and holier than thou. Whoa, love that melody in the guitar. Very exotic. Wow. I love that it's kind of like a critique of religion through the spiritual leaders that are often hypocritical. They claim to espouse the word of God, but they profit. Oh. Dude, this is awesome. I love the heaviness.
I've seen their righteousness mixed without loving compassion. I've watched you smile as the students bow to kiss your feet.
It's the smile is the giveaway. Because it's self-serving, not one of selflessness. It almost feels like a chant the way she's delivering it. This goes crazy. This is probably going to be in my top songs for this album. Chills, actually chills. It's loopable here. God, that was such a banger. I love the choice to resolve upwards there. That whole song, there's so much to it that I appreciate. The first two chords are the main thing that I'm going to rave about, and I hope it's okay that I make this reference, but if you are at all metal listeners, in Avenged Sevenfold's latest album, Life is But a Dream, there is a song titled Nobody. It's one of the singles off that record. Listen to the the heavy guitars. You'll notice them right away, and tell me that what you heard with Baba is not a bit reminiscent of what we hear in Avenged Sevenfold's Nobody. Now, obviously, Baba came way before Nobody, but just tell me if you notice any similarities there. I love that towards the end we had very, very lofty Alanis vocals. She is so good at belting and singing like an angel up in that higher range. Well, I guess belting is a separate skill, because she was like holding those higher notes with so much ease and support. It sounds like she is literally like in a church choir leading that thing, and it dovetails very well with the themes of this particular song, the hypocrisy that, you know, these leaders of religion, these gurus, a lot of them are self-proclaimed, and they in turn, you know, switch the blame and push the issue onto you. Oh, you are the one who was born into this world with sin. You have to repent. You have to be absolved. You've made all of these mistakes. Notice how in all of that language, it's never about this. It's never about themselves either. And there's something to be said about not, you know, including your own story when you're giving blessings, let's say, or preaching the word of God. But because of the institution behind a lot of these figures being as corrupt as it has been shown to be historically and in the modern day, even when there are good actors, it feels like their contribution to the betterment of the world is a bit tainted. So I feel like there are going to be good apples, there will always be bad apples, and with religion, there have been so many bad apples and people who are just going to take advantage. I just fall back on the ideals of, or I fall back on the idea that we just need to be better humans to ourselves and each other, and I feel like that doesn't require us to, you know, break out the checkbook. Let's jump into the next song. I could talk your ear off about everything that's going to come our way, so I'll be as brief as I can. And by the end, I will give you guys my top songs like I mentioned. Also, should mention I have reacted to Thank You before, so I've heard this.
How about getting off of these antibiotics?
Listen to the panning there, from left to right.
How about stopping eating when I am full of? How about them transparent dangling carrots?
Dangling, the way she opens those words up.
How about that ever-elusive kudo?
Kudo, holding it. It's just these unique choices.
Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, frailty. Thank you, consequence. Thank you, silence. How about me not blaming you for everything?
I love the melody in this song, love the lyrics. Once again, Alanis and her lyrics.
How about me enjoying the moment for once?
Now let's be present, man, end the suffering.
How about how good it feels to finally forgive you?
It's requirement after pain is to try to
How
heal,
about
forgive.
grieving it all one at a time? Thank you, India. Thank you, terror. Thank you, disillusionment.
What a good
was the moment I touched down. How about no longer being masochistic?
I love the lyrics in this song so much. It basically tracks the entire process of being succumbing to some kind of pain, and then almost like showing gratitude for having that pain, because that pain was the teacher, and I wouldn't have learned the lessons I did had it not been for the pain. An issue in the whole like grieving and healing process becomes like this self-criticization and internalizing a lot of negative affirmations that can keep you stuck and lead you astray. So here Alanis suggesting, how about I just be better to myself and see where that takes me.
How about remembering your divinity?
It's really beautiful.
How about unabashedly bawling your eyes out?
Yeah, don't judge yourself for having the emotions you do.
How about not equating death with stopping?
Oh, wow. I don't know if I commented on this line before, but I totally can understand at least roughly where this might be coming from. How about not equating death with stopping? Stopping implying that you kept going on something. Like oftentimes you work so much you run yourself into the ground, and if you stopped working, well, that's akin to death because you didn't make any progress or you didn't reach the goal that you had in time. But why do we put so many of these arbitrary guardrails on ourselves? Why can't we just exist whether we start or stop? We can just be happy regardless. It doesn't have to be as catastrophic.
Thank you, India. Thank you, Providence. Thank you, disillusionment. Thank you, nothingness. Thank you, clarity. Thank you, silence.
It's such a good song. It hits even harder the following times that you hear it. I feel like that's the case with most Alanis songs. Every re-listen, you pick up on more, not only of the musical nuance, but of the meaning she's often trying to convey. She's so good at meaning.
I kicked you out of bed. Are you still mad I gave you ultimatums? Are you still mad I compared you to all my 40-year-old male
Just
friends?
single piano notes.
Are you still mad I shared our problems with everybody?
I will say those are all to varying degrees of potentially problematic for your relationship. So she's genuinely asking, like, are you mad about the things that I did to wrong you?
Emotional affair.
Oh, wow.
Are you still mad I tried to mold you into who I wanted you to be? Are you
You can think about all of these things like, in a way, I'm impacting your emotions. I'm trying to control a bit of how you are, who you speak with. And then on the other hand, I'm doing all of these things that are making you feel worse. So I don't know, the way it's positioned, like in this song, she is asking the question, it seems earnestly, but also in this position too, I've heard all too often the toxic manipulator, they take it the other way. They blame you for having the reaction to the problematic thing that they did. Just important to know the difference between those two.
Mold you into who I wanted you to be. Are you still mad I didn't trust your intentions? Of course you are.
Whoa, what a...
Of course you are.
Is that even layering? That is like Alanis lasagna. It sounds so delectable. Throws me off. It sounds awesome. Oh, you hear those strings there. Very rich. I like this tempo.
Are you still mad I wore the pants most of the time? Are you still mad that I seem to focus only on your potential?
Wow. You hear the voice crack there?
Are you still mad?
And like, honestly, we could spend the entire, like, we could spend like 4 hours analyzing all of these songs. I'm just going to point out one line here that I like.
Are you still mad
So listen
that
to
I
this.
seem to focus only on your potential?
So your and potential, there was so much that went on there in terms of how she delivered it. You heard the vocal crack. You heard the way that she slid up and down, very melismatic, as she, as we've noted. I really like not only the way that she delivered the line, but the meaning in this one. The way this one hits, it is actually such a hard realization to arrive at, that you in the relationship were the one romanticizing the potential of the other person rather than actually taking the person in front of you at face value. And it's unfair to yourself and the other person, because you're having a relationship with the fictitious version of the person that you've imagined, not the actual person in front of you. And in so doing, you've actually removed the agency of the other, because now they are incapable of being a different vision that you've conjured up. It happens subconsciously, but that's what, doing the reflection and understanding how your behavior can lead to those kind of, let's say, subconscious beliefs. And you'll realize, like, okay, instead of potential, let's just look at the actual substance, the actual facts of the matter, not let anxiety and fear rule my decision making, because they will do crazy things. They will cause you to delude the self or others. Both are problematic.
Still mad that I threw in the towel. Are you still
every step of this relationship, she's made mistakes, as we as humans do.
Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are. Of course you are.
Oh, I like that. Re-entering or sort of symphonic rock feel. Beautiful. Love this sequence. And I'm choosing to interpret this song as the earnest apology. Are you mad at all these things? Of course you are. I understand, and I'm sorry. I don't know how I'm going to rate these songs. This is so good. Are you still mad? Catchy, dude. Having fun so far? That's a question. I know I am. What is a sympathetic character?
I was afraid you'd hit me if I'd spoken up. I was afraid of your physical strength. I was afraid you'd hit both the belt. I was afraid of your sucker punch. I was afraid of your reducing me. I was afraid of your
I like the rhythm in this delivery.
I was afraid of your complete disregard for me. I was afraid of your tempo. I was afraid of handles being blown off of.
Again, a really interesting production. I don't know how to describe it.
I was afraid of your testosterone. I have as much
Wow.
rage as you have. I have as much pain as you do. I've lived as much hell as you have, and I've kept mine bubbling under
Oh wow.
for you.
I love that line the most.
You were my best
Oh, I love the harmony.
You were
Harmony in this is going crazy.
You were my mentor, you were my brother, you were my partner,
Hear the guitars in the distance?
teacher,
The intensity has just been slowly building.
very unsympathetic character. I was afraid of verbal daggers, I was afraid of a calm before the storm. I was afraid for my own bones. I was afraid of your seduction. I was afraid of your coercion. I was afraid of your rejection.
The rhythm.
I was afraid of your rejection.
I was afraid of your intimidation.
I was afraid of your
I don't even know. Rappers can take some notes from her.
afraid of your icy silences. I was afraid of your volume. I was afraid of your manipulation.
Wow, dude.
I was afraid of your
All of the possible reactions that this man could have. She knows them all. But I kept my emotions bubbled underneath you. Wow, I love this song.
I've lived as much hell as you have, and I've kept mine bubbling under for you.
It's like almost like a betrayal is what it is, because you have the entire relationship, let's say, just to paint a more obvious example, been the person to like get hurt by different things, but you yourself hold it down and don't allow the other person to like take responsibility for the pain that they've caused you, all the while their reactions, their responses to you have been completely uncalibrated and have hurt you in kind. So it's a bit of double damage, because you are being wronged by that person and they're getting sort of away with it, and then you are allowing yourself to be further wronged by self-neglect. It is so hard to be in this position. I've definitely been in this position, and I've learned over time to advocate more for myself, because I thought I was being the nice guy by keeping the hurt within and, you know, shielding that from the person hurting me, even if they weren't intending to. And it just kept me further disconnected, not only from them, but from myself. So word from the wise, don't do that. No bueno. Just be straight up. Wear your heart on your sleeve. Let it all out. You were my everything. Listen to the, is it a bass melody underneath? Real nice. Oh, I love the feedback. awesome melodic palette. Like sympathetic nervous system as well. You think of that connection? Wow. Yeah. Because you were my everything and I wasn't anything for myself, that was the issue. I minimized myself for too long. It's weird, man, because it almost feels noble to minimize yourself, but it's really not good for you, not good for anyone. People should be held responsible for their poor behavior or their incidental behavior that happened to hurt you. Obviously, we want to shore up our own sensitivities, but all positions are generally valid. It's a matter of understanding one another through all of these moments of friction. But if you just always, in perpetuity, push things under the rug, well, the rug is only capable of so much for so long, and then things just boil over. I love that song. I love Alanis, dude. She's so good at what she does. Where are we now? That I would be good. Okay. This is also one that I'm familiar with. I think those were the two. Thank You and That I Would Be Good.
That I would be good.
Those are the songs that I heard.
Even if I did nothing, that I would be good, even if I got the thumbs down, that I would be good, if I got and stayed sick, that I would be good, even if I gained 10 pounds, that I would be fine.
This is like,
Even
I don't know. This
if
makes me feel heavy, but
bankrupt,
it's like the anthem of self-worth, you could say.
that I would be good.
I would be good in any condition, whether things are good on the surface or not. But that doesn't affect my self-worth. My groundedness is unshaken.
That I would be great
Ugh.
if I was no longer queen.
Oh, I love
That
this.
I would be grand if I was not all-knowing. That I would be loved even when I numb myself.
Wow, the vocal crack again at the end of that phrase.
I would be good
I love her delivery.
even when I am overwhelmed. That I would be loved even when I was fuming.
Oh my god, her belt is crystal clear, dude.
Would be good
That's what makes the flip in the vocal cry that much more satisfying.
That I would be good, whether with or without you.
Yeah, sort of like a reflection on the sympathetic character in that last line, whether with or without you. Oh my god. So this song is hitting so much emotionally. It's like her voice is emerging from the distance, singing over the top of all of the trees, all of the nature. She's on that cliffside. never done, but I love everything about it. Oh, the beauty in the flute. That is a hard feeling to match. You can hear even the breathing to produce those notes. That was so warming and so lovely. I'm gonna rate that song highly too. I don't know, because I guess now we're arriving at the 7th song on the record out of 17. I'm gonna need like a top 10. There's almost no chance I'll be able to do a top 5 and not have like 17 honorable mentions. Isn't it so good? Wasn't that melody just so emotional and so gripping? And God, I can't speak. The slow growth of the intensity of that song added to the emotional feeling. And if you're already feeling a kind of way at the beginning because of the theme, the idea of, reclaiming your self-worth and being okay in any set of circumstances, dude, I feel like that feeling is going to get punctuated by the end. Oh, dude, I'm in love with this album. It's a 10 out of 10 already.
You hadn't seen your father in such a long time. He died in the arms of his lover. How dare
Oh, wow.
he?
Wow.
Mother never left the house. She never married anyone else. You took it upon yourself to console her.
Hold on. Let me make sure I'm following. So you hadn't seen your father in such a long time. He died in the arms of his lover. How dare he? So not in the arms of the mother of some other. How dare he? Your mother never left the house. She never married anyone else. You took it upon yourself to console her. So speaking from the perspective of the child viewing the situation, she is the one trying to make the mom feel better about the situation somehow.
You reminded her so much of your father, so you were banished, and you wonder why you're so hypersensitive and why you're...
Oh, dude, this is all about the impact of our parents on us, the generational, you could say, trauma. I know that phrase gets thrown around a lot, but if it isn't true, oh man, I feel like I'll be able to speak on this song a lot, but let's give it a good listen. Sorry guys, I am just a yapper today. Alana's got me thinking. She's like acting out her frustrations through the daughter, but also it's confusing because there's love there too. Yeah, true. Foolish because she doesn't realize the impact that she's having on the daughter. Selfish because she's not considering the impact on the daughter and only how it is serving her to treat her as the stand-in father. And then cowardly because you had to be brave enough to confront yourself to not do those things, to grow up for the person that you're raising and bringing into this world. I love this, like a tabla sound underneath. The kids telling the adults what's going wrong. They have more experience, right? So they're always going to be right.
How can you just throw words around like grieving heathen born? I've been fine. We may not have been born as a wake is
perspective, right?
I walked into his office, I felt so self-conscious on the couch. He was
I feel so immersed in this. So sorry to take you out of the immersion. I'm just thinking the office she's walking into is a therapist's office, either for herself or herself and her mother. Yeah, you're gonna need some.
into his office.
Figure it out, guys.
So
We got this.
self-conscious on the couch. He was sitting down across from me. He was writing down his hypothesis. I don't know. I've got a loving, supportive wife who doesn't know how involved she should get. You say his
These are some real problems, man. But very real, like real problems, but very real, rooted in reality.
Just the other day, my sweet daughter, I was driving past 203. I walked up the stairs in my mind's eye. I remember how they would creak loudly. She was only responsive with a drink. He was only responsive by photo. I was only trying to be the best big brother I could.
Wow, there's so much going on in this. There's a whole family dynamic.
Sometimes
And we're picking up on so many subtle details with each line. Cool.
Sometimes rock, can you imagine like paying 75 dollars an hour?
No.
Sometimes it feels like
Unpacking the therapist too.
robbery, and sometimes it's peanuts. I wish it could last a couple more hours.
Yeah.
So here we both are battling similar demons, not coincidentally. You see, in getting beyond knowing it solely intellectually, you're not relinquishing your majesty. You are wise.
Dude, I love Alanis so much. Her poetry, her poignantness, is that a word? Poignantness? Something like that. She's so on the money all the time. It's ridiculous. Every single line is furthering the story in terms of details, in terms of the wisdom that she has. Either she's pointing out hypocrisy one way or the other, or conveying important parts of the story. She is very, very good at crafting a dense song, to say the least. And I'm glad that every single thing that she's saying, I'm just able to like completely understand and resonate with in its intended direction. Anyways, enough of the very obvious, glaze here. I am very impressed here by this lyric. You see, in getting beyond knowing it solely intellectually, you're not relinquishing your majesty. That's the thing. A lot of people, they may even understand a lot of the mechanics that go underneath the emotional hood because they have looked into things, they've gone to therapy sessions, they've learned up, but they haven't actually, and then I feel like relinquishing your majesty is a way of removing your ego and actually internalizing the feelings that you were supposed to now have, or be able to like learn how to deal with. But instead of dealing with them, you just learn how to deal with them intellectually. You're missing the more important part of the battle. Being able to like intellectualize all of these situations, it does serve you in terms of understanding, but truer understanding happens deeper. So I just like that, because that is a lesson that I've had to learn and then relearn quite a bit.
You see, in getting beyond knowing it solely intellectually, you're not relinquishing your majesty. You are wise, you are warm, you are courageous, you are big, and I love you more now than I ever have in my whole life.
Because then you like reach understanding, and now to actually understand them is to love them, and vice versa. Love is understanding, understanding is love. And the thing is, we can have both. We can praise our parents for all of the great things that they did, and we can also be honest with them about some of their shortcomings, and both are okay, because everyone is error prone, and that's okay. But we want to understand each other, because if we don't and it's all under the rug, well, what's going to happen? The next generation are going to have to deal with all of this shit. Not worth it. That is a beautiful song. I'm going to say this about every single song, aren't I? That was a beautiful song. Clip it. Oof. Where are we now? Can't not. Or in other words, can. Depends on where you put the parenthesis. PEMDAS.
I'd be lying if I said I was completely unscathed. I might be proving you right with my science or my retaliation.
I love that no one else could come up with an album like this. It's purely Alanis. This is an interesting song. I'm trying to figure out the meaning as we go. Forgive me if I ever pull it back a little bit. It's like a bright chirping sound I'm hearing.
Would you feel slighted if I said your love's not dear? No. And how can I complain? And how can I complain when I'm the one who reaches for it? Because I cannot. Because I cannot. Because I cannot walk without my crutches.
Notice that in a lot of these songs, she'll pick a phrase, because I thank you, and just repeat on it.
Because I can't help wonder why you ask me.
All right.
You think you're the right ones. You think you're the charmed ones, I'm sure. And how can you go on with such conviction? And who do you think you are? Why do you question me? Because we cannot.
Wow, I am having trouble understanding this song.
Because we can't help laugh at underestimations. Because we cannot. Because we cannot. Because we can't afford to be misled one more time. Because we cannot. Because we cannot.
I will say I find this really catchy and fun to listen to, but the meaning is escaping me. I hope without your willingness. There's so much. Wow, that is nice. Great layering of the vocals. There's that like breathy melody and then a shouted one in the back. Actually not shouted, more like ghostly whistle tone that is hauntingly beautiful. And then another Alanis panned right. There's at least 3 or 4 Alanises I can hear. Okay. Because I know earlier I made the joke of like simplifying can't not to can because it's an easier way to deliver that same idea. But technically, can't not does evoke a different emotion than can. Can't not is almost like I couldn't help myself. I felt compelled to do X action. And, you know, that feeling of like some like intrinsic obligation to act a certain way, that shows up in many different places, and maybe that is the rough idea. I'll just quickly try to figure this out. I'd be lying if I said I was completely unscathed. I might be proving you right with my silence or my retaliation. This is like stonewalling or like lashing out, right? Would I be letting you win in my non-reaction? Okay, so if I play the stonewalling approach, does that get me what I want? How would I explain? If I were to actually bring the words out loud, how would that come to pass? What would I say? And if I had to tell my children, what would I say? Because I can't not. So she's asking the question because she's going to have to confront the situation. So maybe this, I mean, in addition to this being about like feeling compelled to do something, it's being compelled for a reason that forces you as an individual to grow. So it's like, I cannot stomach the cognitive dissonance of this situation not making sense or not being for me or us. So I need to make this growth happen. And that can serve as a very like positive catalyst for, you know, inner growth. Let's see. Would you feel slighted if I said your love's not enough? How can I complain? So that's like another like relationship grievance. Like, I want more love from you. How can I complain? How can I complain when I'm the one who reaches for it? That's crazy too, because that's like the anxiously attached, right? They're asking for that, let's say, love in one way or another, reassurance somehow, and they are bringing up this need, but they're also complaining that they're not getting it. So it feels like you're kind of like in that position, you're doubly fucked, because you are forced to ask for the thing that you wish you got in the first place, and you may be viewed poorly for having that need, and you're still feeling it unmet. So if you stay silent about it, well, does that get you to where you want? Probably not. And if you're out loud about it, will it be received well, or will you deliver it in a way that will be received well? And, you know, it's all this like self-analysis, I can understand this exact thought process. It's almost like an overindulgence in the thoughts that leave doubt on the table. If you do feel doubt, I think it's always better to ask for clarity than it is to live in that place of confusion. That said, sometimes like in disagreements, you're not going to have the solution readily apparent, or just not yet. So it's okay for it to take some time. But in the end, if you're trying to reach something that is somewhat healthy, you can't not go through that process. That's how I understand this song, but, you know, it is Alanis. There's probably multiple correct interpretations. This is You Are. Okay, you guys see the titles.
Burn the books, they've got too many names and psychoses. All this incriminating evidence would surely haunt me if someone broke into my house. Suits in the living room. Do you realize, guys, I was born in 1974. We've got someone here to explain your publishing. We know how much you
I like the way this song is developing so far. This is a good vibe.
When they say, is there something, anything you'd like to know, young lady? You say, yes,
I don't know exactly the meaning yet, but I'm liking following this story. She's such a good storyteller, you know? The way it's a perfect blend of conversation, storytelling, singing. It's a hard balance to strike. Harmonica. I like the gentle energy in this song. I think it's needed after a lot of the seriousness we've experienced.
Mind our staring, but we're surprised you're not in a far gone asylum. We're surprised you didn't crack up. Lord knows that we would have liked to have been there, but you keep pushing us away. Resilient, you are.
Her harmonies in this album have been awesome.
You are ruthless. You are precious. You
Trying to understand this one too. I think it's roughly about mental health. That was nice. That was a rather like short and sweet song, all things considered, on this record. I would also say it was one of the more straight up songs structurally. I think there was an earlier song I would have made that same comment about. Which one was it? It's in my notes somewhere. That I Would Be Good. Like, because we've heard that song before, it was nice to like settle into the melody rather quickly, but a thought occurred to me for that track, which I think also appears with You Are. But structurally, they both feel like more straight up songs where it's not just one continuous stream of consciousness from Alanis, where, you know, pre-choruses and verses and choruses, they still exist. You know, because Alanis, she doesn't necessarily care about song structure just so long as the message is properly conveyed. So I feel like You Are was more of a straight up song rather than the endless stream that comes from her. Still trying to figure out the meaning on this one. I was hoping, like, scanning through, I would pick up on some of the clues, because there's a lot of like assertions with the you are's. Hopeful you are, schoolbound you are, naive you are, driven you are. And maybe it's more about just the complexities of what it means for someone to be. Because you can be all of these things: precocious, headstrong, terrified, ahead of your time. That's the beauty of each individual person, is we are all our own basket of behaviors, of the things that we know, of the things that make us tick. It's one of the reasons why I just love having conversations with people and just connecting, because you will always learn something that you didn't know before. Always. You can take that to the bank. Do people still say that? Take that to the bank? If I have to ask, probably not. Marital woes.
Wouldn't it be a shame if I knew how great I was? 5 minutes before I died, I'd be filled with such regret. Before I took my last breath and I said, you're willing to tell me this now.
Hear the heaviness below.
Anytime soon. And I said, I haven't been eating chicken or meat or anything. And you said, yes, but you've been wearing leather. And laughed and said, we're the top of the food chain. Yes,
with somebody, solving issues together, learning more about each other, learning more about yourself through each other.
Thank you for your business, sir. You're successful and established, sir. We like the frequency with which you dine here, sir. And you're my name. When I walked by, they said, thank you too, dear. I was all pigtails and cords. There was a day when I would have said something like, hey, dude, I could buy and sell this place, so kiss it. I too once thought I
Kiss it like my ass.
was something.
Wow, she's just like sharing part of her experience. Like this is truly from her diary. This is definitely a little bit more of a fourth wall break than I would normally do, but you know, we are here at this point. I swear to God, like some of the time, like anytime I'll like journal, I will write in this sort of, what would you call it? In this kind of cadence. And I've been noting again throughout this record so far, a lot of these like moments of repetition where it's like, I was hoping, thank you. Like we have the examples now. I will do that as well. I will repeat certain words or ideas because if I just say the two words I love, you can populate so many things right after that. And it's such a good way to just, for me, because the way I think and process information may be just a lot all at once. And I want to like rapid fire list all of the things that occur to me because they all individually matter just to different degrees. It's a version of what I do in these reactions. And I convey all of my thoughts as quickly as I can about the thing that matters to me in that moment. And it could be several things. So when I read through this, I feel like in a sense, I'm almost reading through a bit of my own journaling. Granted, in this song, she goes a little bit like conversational recounting the story. But, you know, if you've ever journaled, you'll know that that happens too. You're going to talk about your day. You're going to quote random things. You're going to reference things unrelated to the very serious subject matter of introspection. That's sarcasm. It can be okay too. You can be grateful. You can be relaxed, chill, and do all of the brain dumping the same. But I just like the way that this is all outlined. It feels like she just sat down, wrote down all of her thoughts, and in 5 minutes arrived at a song like this.
I too once thought life was cruel, and it's a cycle, really. You think I'm withdrawing?
Now you know what my diary looks like.
I think you're insensitive. I don't feel hurt. I said, do you believe me? Fundamentally judgmental, fundamentally evil. And you said yes. I said I don't believe in revenge, in right or wrong, good or bad. You said what about the man that I saw handcuffed in the emergency room?
Oh wow.
Beating after beating his kid, and she threw a shoe at his head. And I think what he did was wrong. And I would have had a hard time feeling compassion for him. I had to watch my tone for fear of having you feel judged. I was hoping we could dance together. I was hoping we could be dreaming together.
It's all of the things, man. You hope for it all is what it is. Dude, I'm loving the structure of these songs. The idea that occurs to Alanis with each track. It feels like, oh, I love, oh, I believe, oh, are you still mad? And she just runs on it. This is a vibe.
I have been loud and pretentious. I have been utterly threatened. I've got ton candy for my self-interest. The sexy treadmill appetite.
I love this vibe. Super R&B, super melodic and relaxing.
Heaven forbid I be ignored.
heard so far.
You mean the actuality are all one, Did you just call her amazing? Surely we both can be amazing and give up my hard-earned status as fabulous freak of nature. I have abused my power. Forgive me. You mean the actuality are
Oh, I'm gonna run the song back. Her singing is everything. Oh my god, Alanis. I have to run this song back for my own good. Oh my god. Oh, the multiple Alani. The panning of these. There's so much depth. She's here, she's there, she's here. I hear the glitching in her voice. That's cool. Oh, dude, I have so much to say about this song. I'm just gonna run it back though, so I'll have even more informed things to say. I love this vibe so completely. Like melodically, I feel romanced, I feel cared for and seduced, and then lyrically, the song rips you open. It's all about ego and, I don't know, like self-absorption. You know, can't handle criticism. I've abused my power, forgive me. Dude, she loves the voice crack, and I love it too. I love this chord progression so entirely, dude.
So-called power.
technically everything. The song is a different song, but this is not Metallica's One. This is a different one. God, it's haunting. And I love that it's electric guitar that counters her voice. Quieter than her voice, but it's there in the front. Yo, dude. Yeah, that is everything, man. 10 out of 10. Absolutely. Oh, the perfect melodic resolution there. Oh my god. When she hits that falsetto note, I just lose it. That's so good. Truly nectar to my ears. Let's just see where we go next, dude. I love that song. That is my favorite song so far. Just melodically drew me in completely. Oh. Oh yeah, would not come. Oh. I want to describe this beat as filthy, but I feel like that evokes a different feeling. But this is nice.
My words will somehow garner respect. I would throw a party, still it would not come. I would bite my spell.
Listen to that harmony. So the repeated line is would not come, getting repeated at the end of the phrase, not the beginning. So still repetition, but the positioning is different now. Wow.
I will be taken more seriously. If I take a break, it would make me irresponsible. And if I'm elusive, I will surely be sought after often. If I need assistance, then I must be incapable. I'd be filthy rich and still it would not come. I would seduce them and still it would not come. I would drink vodka and still it would not come. I'd have an orgasm, still it would not come.
Oh my word. I'm gonna explode. I don't even know what to say.
If I keep my mouth shut, the board will not have to be rocked. If I am vulnerable, I will be trampled upon. I would go shopping and still it would not come.
what the would not come is exactly referring to here. The way I kind of see it, because there's a lot of different environments in which this would not come is showing up here. Oh, sorry about the lyrics here. There we go. The would not come at the end of a lot of these lines. The way I'm taking it is like the like emotional reaction I expect myself to have is not showing up. So it's like somehow it's being repressed just a little bit in these situations where something should happen. I think. I don't know, because richness, seduction, orgasm, elusiveness has... This is a hard one.
Go shopping, still it would not come. I leave the country, still it would not come. I would scream.
There's a line here. If I'm vulnerable, I will be trampled upon.
I would stuff my face.
It was very important.
I'd be productive, still it would not come. I'd be celebrated, still it would not come. I'd be the hero, still it would not come. I'd renunciate, still it would not come.
And it's to a bit of like a harsher beat, all things considered. You hear the feedback, the bite in the guitar, the reverberation, permeating the atmosphere. I don't know how to interpret that one. What wouldn't come in all those situations? Like the feeling that it's all over, like peace with the situation, still that peace would not come. I don't know. After all that intensity, it's like the lightest, brightest sound ever.
Like you, Lord.
Me changing my name to Matthew. Just kidding.
Realize you're in a relationship with someone right now, and I respect that. I'd like you to know that if you're ever single in the future and you want to
Shooting the shot now.
come visit me in California, I would be open to spending time with you and finding out how old you were when you wrote your first song. Dear Jonathan, I liked you too much.
Oh, so it's a different guy now, John. I liked you too much, John.
I used to be attracted to boys who would lie to me.
Oh, wow.
Think
Toxic, man.
solely about themselves, and you were
Can't be
plenty
liking liars.
self-destructive for my taste at the time. I used to say, the more tragic, the better.
Wow.
The truth is, whenever I think of the early 90s, your face comes up with a vengeance like it was yesterday.
It's like her past lovers, right? Maybe unsent letters to her past
Dear
lovers.
Terrace, I love you muchly.
Things left unsaid. It's not that full closure.
You've been nothing but open-hearted and emotionally available and supportive and nurturing and consummately there for me.
Sounds like an
kept
awesome
drawing
guy.
you in and pushing you away. I remember how beautiful it was to fall asleep on your couch and cry in front of you for the first time.
She's like unable to be
You were
emotionally
the
vulnerable with
best
him.
platform from which to jump beyond myself. What was wrong with me? Dear Marcus, you rock my world.
Marcus
You
now.
had a charismatic way about you with the women, and you got me seriously thinking about spirituality, and you were in my own ass.
That's funny.
But I could never really feel relaxed and left out far around you though. And that stopped us from going any further than we did.
Oh, so she ended
And
it.
it's kind of too bad, cause we could have had much more fun. Dear Lou, we learned so much.
Lou, huh? That's a name.
I realize we won't be able
Apologies to all the
talk for
Lou's out
some
there.
time.
Shout out Lou Roll.
And I understand that as I do you, the long distance thing was the hardest, and we did as well as we could. We were together during a very tumultuous time in our lives.
So much of her music is relatable.
I'll
I don't
always
know.
have your back and be curious
I
about
need to talk to
you,
Alanis.
about your career, your whereabouts.
Oh my god, the harmonica. I've been loving the inclusion of harmonica throughout this record. Very tastefully included. Nice. I feel like that was another kind of straight up song.
You're from New York. You are so relevant. You reduce me to cosmic tears.
Oh, wow. Cool.
It's
kind of like a- How do I describe this beat? It's a bit unassuming. It's like right below the surface.
Not in my stomach and lump in my throat. I love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance.
Yeah.
So pure, such an
Freedom
expression.
associated with pure expression. I get it. Not just stifled, you know?
Such an expression.
This is where we get the title of the song.
Was it former infatuation junkie? I sink 3 points.
She was like romanticizing too much. She was hooked on the love cycle, not love itself.
When you dance, when you're freestyling trance, so pure, such an expression. Love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance, so pure, such an expression.
I feel like Alanis really gets it. She just really does.
Let's grease the wheel over tea. Let's discuss things in confidence. Let's be outspoken, let's be ridiculous. Let's solve the world's problems. I love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance. So
It's juxtaposition. Let's grease the wheel over tea, discuss things in confidence. Let's be outspoken, ridiculous. Let's solve the world's problems. Let's do all of these very highbrow activities that take us to the limits of what we're capable of as individuals. And those are all very like, you could call it like in, what is it, The Wolf of Wall Street, like very acidic mustard level shit. And maybe it just makes sense to throw it all down for a second, dance it out, be in the present and not worry so much about everything. And if we all do that, that's the extension that I don't think is labeled here, but I think I would extend the argument and say if everybody were to be this free dancing, trancing individual, just curious about the world, happy-go-lucky, still trying to make efforts in all of the ways we can, I see that society flourishing a lot more than I do the one driven by pure greed and, otherness.
chance, so pure, such an expression. I love you when you dance, when you're freestyling trance, so pure, such an expression.
that song. Pure expression, that's what it's all about. Being so authentically yourself, it hurts. Lovely. Alanis, wow.
Dear daughter, you're a mom, my friend.
Channeling inner Nirvana right now.
Message on my machine, she was frantic.
Oh, listen to the crunch, the fuzziness in there.
Crazy. You wanted to do away with yourself. I guess she thought I'd be a perfect resort. 'Cause we've had this inexplicable connection since our youth.
Oh, wow.
And yes,
Oh,
they're in shock. They
yeah, dude, I'm instantly hooked on this rhythm.
and you're chronic. Them and they draw you this embarrassment. I sit in the middle of this delusion.
Great melody.
If we
Oh, wow.
bodies, if we futures, if we dances, I'd be joining you. If we culture, if we leaders, if we denials, I'd be joining you. I remember vividly a day years ago. We were camping. You knew more than you thought you should know. You said I don't want ever to be brainwashed. And you were my mommy.
This beat, this melody, it all settles in so nicely. Our labels, our failures. Tangible failure, let's say. So rejection, more like just rejection. Was I not just talking about this? Uncanny.
And I, we're like 4-year-olds. We want to know why.
I have chills. This is too on the nose with what I've said throughout this
We want to
listen.
reveal ourselves at will and speak our minds.
Oh, I love
Yeah, never
each string being outlined there by the guitar. The lead decision. Like-minded companions. Huh. If we were is the repeated line throughout this, if you noticed. Not the song title, but still the repetition. Oh no.
We need reflection. We need a really good memory. Feel free to call me a little more often.
Okay, since my camera has died, what I'll do is I'll give my take on that song and my analysis while the camera hopefully comes back to life, and then either pause and restart or just fully restart from this part of the video. But I was trying to unpack the meaning in this one, joining you, and I didn't know who the you was specifically, because right off the bat, we start off with this dear doll, your mom, my friend. She was frantic saying you were talking crazy, that you wanted to do away with yourself. Like, I think because that's the way we start, this is like a song about definitely chaos in the home, but maybe fueled by the narrator's depression. So I think the narrator shifts throughout this telling, because here it's that you wanted to do away with yourself. So it's like a royal you, but then throughout there's like lyrics about if we were our culture, if we could like relate on these different things. And then I don't know, actually, it's like her having this unique perspective on this other person and then still roping herself into it. This is a sort of hard one for me to wrap my brain around, because I feel like it is rooted in some external context that I don't have. So I'm going to try to take this as abstractly as I can. So bear with me as I try to figure this out. Dear doll, your mom, my friend, left a message on my machine. She was frantic, saying you were talking crazy, that you wanted to do away with yourself. I guess she thought I'd be a perfect resort. I'd be a perfect resort. Why would I be the resort? I guess she thought I'd be a perfect resort. What does that mean? Because we've had this inexplicable... Oh my God. Is that it? Is the narrator depression itself? Oh. So she's talking to the youth, because we had this inexplicable connection since our youth, because it's like we grew up together, we shared this life, but not in the way that our youth would imply, considering we were both children in this situation. I was the amorphous depression, you were the child. And yes, they're in shock, they are panicked. And you and your chronic, them and their drama. You, this embarrassment. Us in the middle of this delusion. Oh, this is a hard one. Joining you. Okay, maybe. Let me keep going. If we were our bodies, if we were our futures, if we were our defenses, I'd be joining you. If we were our futures and bodies? Implying that we aren't? Like we don't exist as individuals? But if we were, then I'd be joining you. In what? In doing what? In existing? Maybe this is like an overture to someone else who may have depression, and it's like a sort of star-crossed lover situation with two people who are dealing with poor mental health. Oh. If we were our culture, if we were our leaders, if we were our denials, I'd be joining you. But then I think you could abstract it away even from this like narrative that I'm threading together. I mean, in general, Alanis songs are going to have a lot of different themes going on at the same time. It's just a matter of figuring out which one is the main thread, and how do the other mini threads fit into all of this. Oh, this is a hard puzzle, guys. I remember vividly a day years ago, we were camping. You knew more than you thought you should know. She words things as confusing as I do. You knew more than you thought you should know. Okay, so you were more capable than even your own belief about yourself. You said, I don't want to ever be brainwashed, and you were mind-boggling. You were intense. You were uncomfortable in your own skin. Yeah, see, this kind of idea of like, I don't want to ever be brainwashed, it's like you are playing in defense mode so much. You are so hyper-vigilant. Like, how could you ever be comfortable if you're constantly on guard? You were thirsty, but mostly you were beautiful. If we were our name tags, if we were our rejections, our outcomes, I'd be joining you. But we aren't those things, right? That's the implication. So I'm not going to be joining you. The depression. So if we were those labels, if we were those rejections, if we were those outcomes, then yes, the depression may manifest. But that's not what it is. phrasing implies the opposite, I think. Because we're not our culture, we're not our leaders, we're not our denials. Yeah, we aren't all of these things. Okay, I think I figured out at least that common thread. I should have started there, shouldn't I? But we're not those things. We need reflection. We need a really good memory. Feel free to call me a little more often. I don't know. This is a mishmash, but I feel like I picked up on some stuff and I have not weaved together the tapestry of this song. So I have a couple of disconnected ideas of what's going on here. But yeah, we'll leave it at that for the second. All right, I'm back. Let's keep it going. Hopefully I was somewhere in the ballpark of what that song means. But here we are at the second to last song on the record. Can't believe we've made it here. This flew by. The original template. I love that melody. And I love that you can just hear the strings being strummed throughout. We've been hearing that.
Honestly, at the time, why please with your love maintenance? You loved us more than we could have loved you. Back where was your ally, your partner in family?
What is this time signature? Is this 4/4? That to be the chorus, or at least structurally it seems that way. All resolves up. The Y. Why did they change the E to the Y? This song throws me out of my element. Once again, I think I'm struggling to understand this one as much. I mean, I'm going to take the middle of the road approach and say that this song is about her home life and specifically about the relationship with her mother and how that individual, that the role of the mother in the home is one that definitely, it's like you're like the emotional center in a lot of ways for that home. Now, if we exclude gender roles, and this doesn't necessarily apply, but if we just take a lot of the normative belief of what the stand-in role for a mother ought to be, a lot of what happens in the home doesn't pass by her without her emotional say-so. And if one, important member of the family, in the mother or father, really doesn't matter at that point, but if somebody is deeply affected and capable of being moved by something, well, everybody is going to feel the response of that impact. There's a concept in family dynamics called enmeshment, where, let's say, the pressure or stress one individual faces sort of propagates following through the social network of that family. What is this implying past that, though? Maybe just everything from the perspective of the mother, really Alana's putting herself in the shoes of her mother. Mother, who's your sister? Who's your friend? Knowing you, knowing the heart of the house. All hail the goddess. We left the men and went for a walk in the Gatineau and talked like women to women would. Where did you get that from? Must have been your father, your dad. So I also wonder why this became a why here. I mean, there's a good to fair chance I'll never figure this out during the time of our listen. I think we're, almost nearing 2 hours, but I have more understanding to do for this track. And I guess it's just, okay, if I like take away all my overthinking, it does feel like a more simple, at least, relationship that's being put in the spotlight, the daughter-mother relationship. So do you see yourself in my gypsy garage sale ways, in my fits of laughter, my Tinkerbell tendencies, my lack of color coordination? That's where we kind of can see ourselves in the other. And again, to love is to understand is to love. The more that you understand that you are them, they are you, well, it's an easier discussion down the line. Let's check out the last song of the record.
I wouldn't have compromised as much. So much of myself, a fear of having you hating me. And I would have sung so loudly, it would have cracked myself. And
The simple piano notes again.
became self-conscious of anything exuberant.
Oh. When she reaches for those notes,
I wouldn't have
it's everything.
sold myself short. I wouldn't have kept my eyes glued to the ground if I had have known my invisibility would not make a difference.
Oh, so like the self-minimization, if she stopped that, the outcomes wouldn't have changed for her. So she could have always been running around screaming.
Screaming proudly at the top.
Wow, I love the cello there. Oh, she's still going. Oh my God, it's gorgeous. You know we're gonna run that back. You know I gotta run that back.
I would have run around, screaming proudly at the top of my voice.
Oh.
ideal is on here. I would not have been so self-deprecating, and I wouldn't have cared for fear of having my eyes scratched out.
It's cinema.
I wouldn't have cut my comfort off. I wouldn't have feigned needlessness. And I would not have discredited every one of their compliments. It was your approval I wanted, your congratulations.
Oh my God. Whoa, dude, that was so emotional. I love the way that felt. I could totally imagine like a completely empty, or not empty, but just a completely like black, dark scene in like a Broadway musical, and Alanis standing in the center, a spotlight on her, dark all around, people all around, don't worry, singing that song. It is so from the heart. I love that it also kind of brings back I don't know if you would call this a motif, but in one of the other songs there was also a single note piano melody that kind of brought us through the entirety of that track. I think it was earlier on in the record. But the way Your Congratulations hit by this point, I don't know what direction emotionally we were going to go, because we've had so much heaviness throughout this listen. This one definitely puts you through your emotional paces. At least it does for me. I feel like there were so many different threads and topics that like got brought up in this listen, and that is just because of how real Alanis keeps it, just always. So when I hear her sing, it's like I'm hearing part of my own thought process just out loud and said back to me. And because she's also taking the other counter positions, it's like she's also playing devil's advocate to herself in every single song. That is so self-aware. Yeah, you don't need me to explain that part to you. It is just insane. I guess let me talk about Your Congratulations in terms of meaning, and then we'll do the high level of the album. But the way this song hits, definitely, it's like a gut punch. It's like you're left at the end of this album feeling like, oh man, things in this life are a bit rough, and a lot of why it is rough is because of our own self-perceptions. So had I just taken the compliments when they were coming my way and actually internalized those things rather than holding on to the few negativities here and there, I would have felt a lot better about things. And she does a whole discussion on the different things that she could have altered in terms of behavior and sort of in a maladaptive way where it's brought her. And the conclusion she reaches is, had I just had your approval, your congratulations, that would have been everything for me. And that's often what it reduces down to. You could have the entire praise of the world, but if it's not from that person that has their, you can say, emotional clause in you, or just mean a great deal to you, it depends on which side of that coin they lie on, then all is for naught. And that is a very hard perspective to kind of get out of, because you're so used to that. It's been like habituated probably over years, definitely decades in the cases of some. So it's a very hard thing to kind of dispel yourself of, because you know that the only applause that you actually need is yourself, your true authentic self. And when you get more on top of that, you can be appreciative because you already are overflowing from within. But when you are given with compliments, you can then show your gratitude. But you can see that even though those topics come up, where she points the sort of microscope is at the your congratulations part. I like that I'm doing this reaction as like emotionally fresh as I can, because I feel like I was thrown a great many several directions in this listen. I feel like I did enough discussion on the themes, so just refer to each of the songs that I did my best to unpack if you want to know that. But at the high level, as it comes to the overall sound, this was so heavy. I loved that we kind of leaned into a lot of grungy sounds, slower moving chord progressions that are filled with distorted guitars. And then on top of that, you get all of the beautiful melodies that Alanis is crafting, not only vocally, but in the supporting instrumentation. I feel like the melodies alone are so creative, but it's a rather banal comment when you think about everything that is Alanis. From the very first time I heard Alanis, I was convinced that she had something more special about her, and with every song, with every album listen, I'm just further confirmed. I don't think you can ever go wrong listening to Alanis. She has so much wisdom, so much to say musically and emotionally. So I feel like for me, this is such a heartfelt album. It truly felt like she just tore pages out of her diary and sung them to song, sung them to rhythm. And that is the special charm of Alanis, is her ability to make everything feel so lax, so free flowing. And the thing is, normally I would add to the end of that statement, but she spent a lot of time in the studio composing and making these things work out, which I'm sure she did. But it is also the case that she can do songs in one take from start to finish. And I don't have the prior knowledge to know if that was the case for any of these songs, many of these songs, none of these songs, but she has it in her. She's done it. She likely has done it a lot more times than just once. It's insane what she's capable of. So I'm going to talk about Alanis's vocals now, just for a little bit. Loved her falsetto. Loved how many voice cracks she threw into it. Anytime she's flipping through that part of her vocal range, that passaggio, I love that she lets that sort of hiccup be felt. Because for me, I'm going to draw an anecdote here, but when I sing, I have felt always subconscious about that kind of flip in my passaggio, because I would like to get to the point where I don't have that flip. And the thing is, I can do it intentionally, but it's harder to make the transition smoother. And every singer, if they practice enough, are capable of doing both. But my natural tendency has always been to actually register the flip, and that initially had sounded cringy to me. But over the years, and as I got more comfortable with my voice, who I am, what I love in music, the vocal flip, that crack, that moment just sounds so wonderful to me. And Alanis, that is one of the, if I had to choose 3 vocal stylings that she loves to employ, the cracking is definitely one of my favorites. There are a lot of interesting instruments in this listen as well. We had harmonica, a lot of guitars, a lot of piano, even though some of the melodies were super simple in their construction. Like I mentioned, we had 2 separate songs with 1 piano note melodies. That just doesn't happen. You'll get your strings, you'll get your cellos, those warming sounds, those very oaky, huge brush bow strokes like we've been hearing throughout. And that's a typical thing you would hear in the world of symphonic music and rock and whatever. But the 1 piano notes, where does that belong? Is that in ballads? Is that in folk? I feel like it's just so purely Alanis. I may as well just assign her the genre for that style. But just super cool work all around from all of the instrumentation, because it wasn't every song that had a lot. Sometimes she would opt for a more rhythmic production or just something very, very sparse where it's just her voice and one or two instruments. And by the end of a track, you'll likely build it some with more instruments getting added to the recipe. But the bones are simple. The bones are so good. And yeah, I have nothing more to say on that front. Last piece at the high level is about the production on this record. I feel like this is such an avant-garde production. A lot of songs where you felt like the mic is in the other corner of the room, but you can still hear the clarity in Alanis's voice. You could hear so many like artifacts of recording. And what I mean by that is like feedback in the guitar amps. You can literally hear the strings of the guitar being strummed through, whether it was a muted thing or a muted acoustic riff or like a clean electric thing. There was a lot of moments where I could hear the physical movement of the pick through the string. That is another one of those really satisfying textures to me. So I noticed that a lot, really happy with how that sounded. And maybe this is less about production, but I'll kind of, I guess, wrap it into this discussion. But I really like that a lot of these songs, they were in 4/4, but didn't necessarily give that 4/4 feel. I think a bit of that comes from the percussion itself, but Alanis being so good at singing the words whenever she would like to, regardless of where the structure may imply her to go, she finds a way around that. And truly, like, she is that expression of becoming water. Her voice just flows through her music like a river, and everything else just ornaments how great her voice is. So yeah, this album was a banger. Definitely different in a lot of ways from Jagged Little Pill, but I think for me, this one hit emotionally a little bit harder, as well as in terms of the melodies. I feel like I preferred the melodies and some of the heaviness too in the song composition. Those would be some major differences that I pick up with JLP. But let's do the top songs of the album. Told you this is going to be a hard one for me. I am going to try to be more selective because I could just paste every song title. But I will say that in my, let me see if I count this, 1, 2, 3. I'll give you guys my top 3 and then a bunch of honorable mentions. So honorable mentions are You Still Mad? I Was Hoping. Sympathetic Character. Thank You. Would Not Come. And Your Congratulations. I think Joining You is almost there, but because it took me so long to figure it out, I'm going to bump it down just one. But in terms of top 3, That I Would Be Good, Baba, and One. I have my reasons, I really do. The first of the 3 that I mentioned, That I Would Be Good, we've heard this song before, but I love the melody. I love that it feels anthemic. It is so warming. The flute adds another level to this song and, frankly speaking, album. You don't hear flute throughout any of the other tracks as far as I could tell. So to me, this one really sticks out. And also at the point in the album in which you hear this song, this is the most straight up song at that point. So my brain more easily understands that track, and because the melody is just so good, it immediately hooked me in. Then at number 2, it's Baba. Love how grungy, how metally that song sounds. Very dissonant in a lot of moments where for Alanis, you may expect dissonance, but not with the heaviness that she employs in this one. So I feel like you got a lot of that like vitriol that people have with spiritual leaders channeled through not only her voice, but the guitars. Whenever you're like calling out hypocrisy, there is that bit of rage that fuels it because you have felt wronged in the past because of the hypocrisy that's existed, or that so many have suffered at the hands of those who are hypocritical. And often those who are hypocritical, they get away with the other part of their behavior. Everything that they do on the surface that looks shiny and good, okay, let everybody know about that. Oh, but all that bad stuff, hide it away. And that's the hypocrisy, because you can just be open about your imperfections and, I don't know, connect better, be real for real. Anyways, that's number 2, but number 1 goes to 1. That's funny. Just love the melody, love the vibe, love the meaning, the harmonic minor. The vocals from Alanis on this track were soaring. They were powerful. They were emotional, and that was like the final bow tie for me. That was the ribbon on this present of an album. I loved it from top to bottom. 10 out of 10. Those are my thoughts, but please let me know your thoughts in the comment section down below. I really hope you enjoyed this reaction today. If you did and would like to show some support to the channel, please drop a like, or if you'd like to request a reaction yourself, that's another great way to support over here. You can do so by using the first link in the description box below, or by scanning this QR code on the screen. Thank you all for watching. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Take care and peace.